первый раз меня кто-то снял и положил в это. Так это называется в Инстаграме, да? Жующий.
О чем ты написал?
Про эти Джон Кроу? Это Джон Кроу нас положил?
All right, so welcome everyone on my behalf also. So I'm Juha Kela from Finwe, and I think some or even most of you might have noticed me from the previous conferences. So I have been there looking for new technologies, new areas, great job you have been doing, and now this is my first time to present something in public what we are doing here. And I'm going to start my presentation with technology, with an application. We are referring to this as a template app. So this is kind of an entry-level app for the video producers, how to get your own branded app on the market with an affordable price. And you can use it as a tool for marketing your work and content. And the second half of my presentation is about technology called LiveHEAT, and it's actually built around an interactive demo. So first of all, let me clarify some differences between different technology components we have on the mobile sector. So some of you might know it, but it might be something new for the especially for people who are focusing more on the video production and content production, not on the mobile technology side. And I wanted to illustrate what is the difference between SDK, template app we are talking today, and then fully featured app. And you can actually refer this like building a house. So the SDK is a list and a set of materials, how to build the house, instructions how to do it, but you need to have your own team of professionals to build the house for you. The template app is a little bit more. So it's a complete house, basic house with limited functions, but it has all the necessary stuff you need. And then when we go to the fully featured app, that is actually a luxury house, and you can have, it's your dream house. You can have everything in there. And when we go into the technology details, on the SDK level, this is available for Android and iOS. It also supports Android TV and Android Wear devices such as smartwatches. But to develop your app, you need to have your own development team. So team of engineers who are capable of producing Android or iOS code. This gives you the possibility to create a really nice app, integrate that to your existing backend system or to your existing app. It's a new feature to provide 360 panoramic content. It includes good examples and documentation, but it requires some learning. And currently the cost for the SDK is 3,500 euros for Android and 2,500 euros for iOS. And the cost includes one released app on the App Store. So for example, if you would like to develop 2 apps and release those to the App Store, the licenses for Android are gonna cost 7,000 euros. Then, if we go to the template app, it's also available for Android and iOS, and it's a turnkey solution with a limited set of functions and features in the app. You can have your custom branding, so your company logos can be there, your background images can be there, and of course your content. You can have the content preloaded in the app, or you can use, for example, USB connection just to copy the files in the app and play them back. Then we also have optional features, additional features you can include if you like. So you don't need to pay for anything extra. If you need just a nice app with your own logo, nothing special, the price starts from 3,500 euros. And you don't need to have your own development team for that. So it's quite easy way to get your own app in the market. It has a VR mode, and it supports 360 videos and panoramic images. The video quality, maximum quality currently is 4K for the video and up to 40K for still images. And the delivery time for the template app, it's quite fast. So for the Android, when we get the assets, all the videos and logos and graphics from you, it's going to be 5 to 7 working days, and you can have the app already available in the Google Play. On iOS, it's a little bit slower because we need to go through the iTunes review process, and that's going to take roughly 2 weeks currently. Then the fully featured app, you can have anything. So you can have a moving hotspots, you can have multiple cameras there, advanced VR navigation, ads, Google Analytics, Gear VR support, remote displays. You name it and we can do it. This is what we hope to provide you in any case. And the delivery time for these type of apps are typically 1 to 6 months. Really depending on the features, what would you like to have there. And it's also possible to have the LiveHEAT technology integrated. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that later. And also Google Analytics. And the cost for the development is roughly between 10,000 to 50,000 euros per single app and per platform. But it really depends on the features, what would you like to have there. So this is a rough estimate to give you the figure. And what do you have on the template app? So it's based on our Orion 360 video engine, and it will be a branded app with limited layout options. It will play back the local videos stored on the device or copied from the USB. And it has a VR mode which is optimized by default to Google Cardboard. So we have also a service to optimize the viewing experience for different VR frames, because there are quite a lot of differences on the lenses and form factors that can be taken care of on the app side. It will also have links to company web pages, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, so it has a social media connection. It will have a splash screen on start, showing maybe your company logo or some nice images you have. And then landing page for video selection, video playback mode, and help and info view. The basic, most affordable entry-level version is not to be published on App Store. So this is one option. If you would like to have your own app for Android, you can have it on your own web pages, and your customers can download it from there. So you don't need to have it in public in the App Store. You can have a private delivery of that. So this is affordable way to get you started. But on the additional side, so additional features include the option to have it published. So it can be published either under shared account. So we will create an account, for example, 360 Video World or something like that, and all the template apps will be published under that. So if people are searching for this keyword, they can find all the template apps that has been published there. But there's also an option to have it published under your own company brand. So it will be under your brand, your company name, and if you have other apps, people can find it easily from there. Another additional feature is support for social media sharing with fixed messages. So I will show you an example of that a little bit later. And yet another option is also dynamic download from the CDN. So we can have an interface and you can download the content from there. So it doesn't have to be fixed, or it doesn't have to be based on only the USB And there's also an option to have an optimized setup for different VR frames, as I mentioned. So if you are using, for example, Zeiss VR1, you would definitely like to have the app optimized because of the lens distortion. So we have created the distortion models for different lenses, different VR frames, and we are normalizing that in the app. Then we are working also on the in-app payment functions. So you can have something there to be sold. So you can, for example, sell your videos with the in-app payment functionality. And on the bottom of the page, there is a tiny URL link to one of the apps we have created. So you can download it for free, try it out, and see what functions there are, and see if it fits your purposes. So here are some screenshots and ideas what the template app contains. So it will have a splash screen, which is shown on the startup. Then we will have a help and info view. It will have the necessary disclaimers, and also it can include some information about your company, contact information, etc. So that can be included there. And actually, these are the assets that you need to provide us so that we can create the app. So we are planning to have a web page where you can upload all the content with the form, so you can basically fill a form and order the app from there. So this is the way to go in the future. Then the landing page, which is actually the video selection view. So from here you can select what videos to view. Just swipe the screen and you can switch the videos. And it will have of course, play button. It will have on the top left corner there is a company logo. So it will link to your company web pages. The info icon on the right side leads to the info page, which was shown on the previous slide. And then social media icons. So from here you can go to your Instagram, Twitter, Facebook pages. And on the top right corner there is a social media share button. So this is the optional feature. This is not included in the basic one, but I will show you also an example of that. And yes, we can select the videos just by swiping the screen to the left to the right. Then the video playback view and VR mode. I think there's nothing special in here, so normal 360 video player. And the additional features we have. So if you want to publish the app on Google Play, of course we need some information from you. So what texts, what kind of description would you like to have on the store? So we can either do all this stuff for you, or for your own branding, so for your own company account, or it can be on the shared account. Then social media sharing. So by clicking the button on the bottom right corner, it will open up the share view in the middle, and actually this will automatically fetch all the share targets from the phone or from the tablet. So it can include many different options: email, social media channels, WhatsApp, and whatever. So there's plenty of options there. And then for the sharing, on the right side of the slide, there's an image. So you can provide us the image. What would you like to include when you are sharing the information about the app? And this is actually good because if you are using the share function and if you are sharing the app, people can use this as a tool to inform, and you can include also some commercial messages on the image, so people can see that whose app is it and where you can download that. Then the advanced VR mode, I'm also going to show you an example of that. But the concept here is that you can use your gaze to select, activate the menu, and then select the videos from the virtual theater. So just by looking around, you can select different stuff from there. So pricing and terms. So as I mentioned, the basic version, it's 3,500 euros, and it's available for Android only. So unfortunately, we cannot have a private distribution for iOS apps, so we need to publish the iOS version on iTunes. So this is only for the basic starting price is only for Android. But if we go to the advanced features, additional features, we can see that for Android, if you would like to get the app published under the shared account, it's going to be 500 euros more and 1,000 euros if you want to have it on your own branding and your own company account. Then for the iOS, as I mentioned, the only way to publish it is to really to use it or publish it on iTunes under your account, so it's going to be 1,000 euros also. And shared features for the both platforms, so social media sharing adds 500, CDN support 500, advanced video selection in VR mode 300, and optimized VR frame configuration 500. So you can basically select the features, what would you like to have, and have a nice combination of the features and ready app for your purposes. Terms. So as I mentioned, the delivery time for Android is about 5 to 7 working days, and iOS 2 to 3 weeks after we get the assets from you. So you need to provide all the material listed in the slides, and from there we can construct the app for you and deliver it to you. Currently, the Android version supports Android 4.1, and recommendation is to have a full HD support on the hardware. So it can run on the lower end devices also, but most likely it will cause problems if you want to have a full HD videos there and the phone doesn't really support that. So it might crash or there might be some artifacts on that. So this is the minimum recommendation. And of course, if you want to have the motion control, you need to have a gyro. The app framework has been tested with all the market-leading devices. So let's say that the basic platform is quite well tested and the quality is really good. So we have been using the same SDK and the same base for many customer apps now, and it has been proven to be an efficient and good platform. Of course, there are also some disclaimers. So for the iTunes, there's always a risk that Apple, for some reason, might reject the app. So, for example, we have been doing apps for music industry, and there's always a question about copyrights and who owns the rights to what. So we need to have right documents and all that stuff ready, and you need to, of course, own the rights for the content to be able to publish it. And naturally, you need to take care of the ownership of the material and assets that are used in the app. It also includes support for 2 months after delivery. So if there's any problems, of course, we can help you to solve those and have an updated release if needed. And then, if you would like to, because this is one option, so when you have the app, you can actually use it as a tool to promote your material and try to sell it to the customers. And then, when the end customer comes and you are landing a big deal with him, we can actually discount you the price of the template app you are paying. So if you want to expand the same template app to a fully featured app, we can have a discount for you. So you don't need to actually pay twice for the job. So this is a good option to be considered. Of course, yeah, about the material. Then next phase of your business, fully featured custom app development. So this is some info about Finwe and our offering. So we offer a 360 video and 360 media-based application development, and we can have you fully customized solutions based on your customer needs, of course. We also offer the 360 video engine and tool licensing. So we have 360 live application and some tools around it. We have 360 video SDK, Orion 360 as I mentioned. Then we have some editing tools also for 360 video for mobile devices, such as hotspot editor that runs on tablet, etc. And then the SDK supports also smart TVs and wearable devices. So we are expanding the support to different TVs And actually, we have the 360 video engine running also on in-vehicle entertainment system. So there's a one concept car we were trying out, and we can play back 360 videos on the vehicle entertainment system also. And then, yeah, tailored set of template applications. So this template application is one example of that. And we are also providing solutions for emerging mobile virtual reality devices. Of course, head-mounted displays, including the unique VR frame calibration and lens parameter normalization system. So this is part of our offering. Then a little bit about the Orion 360. So it's a high-end motion tracking. It uses high-end motion tracking based on the available sensors on the device, and it's really fast and really efficient. And it can support actually different formats, so it doesn't necessarily need to be full 360 video. It can be a donut format or limited field of view, and we can have that played back in the right way just by having the correct parameters in the video. It also supports for local and remote video content, so we have a support for live streaming, and we have been actually testing it out on a couple of cases already. And of course, you can have interactive elements in the content, so you can have a hotspots. You can actually trigger a hotspot that contains another video, so we can play back multiple videos on the same view without a problem. And it has been used widely on many customer apps. Business domains, I think we can skip that because this is most likely familiar stuff with you, just at the same time. And here are a couple of selected demonstrations. So we have been developing apps for Mammut, Robin Schulz, MTV Mobile, Subaru Motorsports, Lexus, to name something. So you can find all these links from our web pages, and you can download and try the apps if you like. And here is some list of our partners. And actually, I think we need to update this slide on the color side to be. Now, include GoPro there. But these are the guys and these are the companies we have been working with. But I think we can now switch to the interactive part. So I'm going to switch to the demo. So first, I'm going to show you a demo about the template app. So this is really available for free on the app stores now. So you can download it there. So this is the video view first. You can select the videos by swiping the screen. And then start the playback by clicking the play button. And it uses gyro, so you can use the gyro control or you can use touch control to navigate inside the video. Then if you switch to the VR mode, we have a feature for the case control. So if you look down, there's going to be a menu, and if you look at the menu, it will open up and take you to the virtual theater. So you can go here and browse the videos and then select one by looking at it and open it up. So quite simple, quite basic app, but I think it fulfills many needs for the entry-level type of requirements. Then we have also support for, let me go back to the main menu, social media sharing. So if you click on the social media share button, you can actually select a number of different targets for the sharing the content. So let me see, I'm not actually sure what do I have here, but if we select, for example, Google+.
Is this an Android tablet?
Yeah, this is Android. No, it's quite slow because there is no network, so we can go back. Okay. So I think this is all what I have from the template app. So please, you can search for Finwe for the App Store, from the App Store, and find the apps and download and try them if you like. All right. Then I'm gonna jump to the next part of my presentation. This is technology called LiveHEAT. This is actually patent pending technology. I'm going to show you the preview of the app and preview of the capabilities, what we can do with it. So this is actually a run-through, kind of an example how the app works, what kind of data it collects, and how we can use it in the business. So let's get started. So initially, we can make some selections, and actually these selections can be done automatically based on the user profile you have on the device. So we can automatically, on the software side, we can automatically fetch this information. But in this case, we can do it manually so that I can illustrate you what kind of basic information we can have there on the background. So we can select the male, certain age, certain region, and then get it started. We can either use the demonstration of the VR mode or normal mode. So I'm going to select the normal mode now because we don't have the glasses for the tablet. And then we can just enjoy the content. So we are participating in a Roland Garros tennis tournament. We might want to watch the audience and see if there's someone we know, maybe there are some celebrities, or of course we could be interested about the tennis match. So we can follow that, and we can use it by gyro, just by moving the device, or use touch. So we are focusing now on the game, and from that we can actually generate the heat map. So what the system does, it collects information about the directions where you are looking at, and then we can visualize that on top of the screen. So there will be a live heat map of the areas where I was looking at during the video, and more time that I spend on the area, the warmer the area will get on the visualization. So this is actually a nice tool for analyzing the content, and also a nice tool for marketing, to know that what are the hottest areas in the video that people are looking at. Then, based on the demographics, we can actually merge the information from other users. So now we are merging the data that I just provided to the pre-collected set that I had on the device. So after a while, we can see a full visualization what the people are really looking at in the video. So this is a combination of, I think, 28 users viewing the content. And from here you can see that people are clearly interested about the game, of course, but also there are some interest in the audience. So people are looking at the audience also. And what we can do here, we can actually now do some filtering. So I'm going to go back. So now we can do some filtering, and for example, from the UI, we can select that we only want to see what the female are looking at, and then press the show. So it will actually now generate a new heat map based on the demographics and show the content, what is most important or interesting for the female users. So you can apply different filters to the content and do different kind of profiling of the users. So what can you do with the technology? First of all, for the video directors and producers, this is actually a really nice tool for analyzing the content and the storyline. So there was a couple of questions and discussion during the show already that, hey, what if I place the camera in the corner, there's nothing interesting behind me, or do I really know that the people are following my storyline? So this is actually a nice tool. So when you are creating a story, directing a content, 360 content, you can expose the demonstration to a small set of test users. And based on the data, you can see that do people really get the storyline do they really follow the cues you are providing in the video? And it will be a powerful tool for creating the content, but also for learning how to produce 360 videos. Then, for the broadcasters, of course, it's nice to see what the people are looking at, so you can find out the most interesting areas of the video. But this can be also used as a tool for director's cut. So the normal director's cut is like a predefined path from the 360 video that someone creates, and from there it will create you a normal 2D video. But what the LiveHEAT provides you, you can actually have a collective set of director's cut. So you can have, for example, you are on your sofa at your home, and you don't want to do anything, you don't want to be interactive. And there is a live broadcast, so from the profile you can select that, hey, I want to watch the same content like the other guys similar to me are watching it. So we can have the collective information to automatically create the director's cut, and then you can just be passive and enjoy the content. So this is one option. Then another option that was actually quite interesting when we presented this first time at the NAP show, producers were actually interested about the option to have a kind of a celebrity director's cut. So it would be really interesting to watch a 360 video like Brad Pitt. So I want to see this like a Brad Pitt. So you can select different celebrities, we can pre-record those and use that as a, let's say, different version of the content. But still, on the director's cut side, there are two possibilities. So we can create a 2D video out of that, or we can control the 360 video, so you don't need to do anything. But at any time, if you are using a 360 video, you still have the freedom to skip away from the path and look around. So you don't need to necessarily be on the one redirected path. Then, of course, for the advertisers, this is, I think, on the business side, this is one really interesting opportunity. So you can really see and find out where to place the ads, what are the hottest parts of the video. But also, it can be used for, in the live cases, it can be used on many different scenarios. So, for example, we can actually set the value for the ad based on the heat map. So we can really see and really analyze what the people are looking at the content, what is the most valuable area, real estate on the 360 video canvas. And based on that, we can set the value and the cost functions for the ads. Then, of course, we have an integration for Google Analytics. So in addition to the heat map, we can also provide information with the custom interface so that Google Analytics can be used as an analysis tool. There are also other similar tools for analyzing the content. So we can build an interface for that if you like. So this is an overview of the technology. So from the users, we can collect case tracks. Of course, if you are using a VR frame, head-mounted displays, the actual track will be quite accurate. With the big tablet like I have here, it's not that accurate because we are basing the heat map calculation on the center of the screen. So the center of the screen is the most important part in the video. And especially if you are using a VR frame, you most likely focus your eyes onto the center, so you are automatically looking at the right direction, and we can get quite accurate information. It's not that accurate on the tablet or mobile, but still it provides you much more compared to the other existing mechanisms. So we can have a cloud service for analyzing the case tracking, and we are now building the service. We have a mobile online version, demo version available. We can use it inside a device, but we are starting to transmit the information to the cloud service and doing the analysis there, and then combining the information and then fetching back the combined data for visualization on a mobile device. Yeah, so it can be used for social director's cut, dynamic ads, heat map visualization, and Google Analytics. So, This is one visualization about the monetization of the content. So this tries to illustrate that where the money really is. So it's nice to know and nice to have a visualization what the people are looking at in the content. But really, if you are going to a profiling and dynamic ads, this is where the money is. So this is something interesting and important that is actually missing on the market now. So we are trying to solve this problem. Thank you. This is the end of my presentation. Any questions? Yeah?
Yeah. Is that? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Is that a reason why is that only by 360 degrees video? So why it's I don't know if I'm saying possible to be used for commercial use. For example, for our customers, they have shops or shops in general. They're selling some kind of product, so they can have a very good analysis on which product has been more viewed or has raised more interest.
Yeah, definitely. So we are not limiting to the video, so it can be any panoramic content running there. So if you are using it on a VR mode, or if you can browse and navigate with the moving the device or touch, we can get the content and analyze it and use that as a tool.
So it can be used in a regular virtual tour made in a shop?
Yes, yes.
Interesting with heat map social director. Can you?
Yeah.
Just to clarify, is it possible for a user to make his own director's cut and post it to social media?
Yeah, it's possible, and we have been playing around with that. We don't have any public demonstration, unfortunately, but the idea is that you can just press record button, do your own track, and then publish it. Yeah. So that's possible.
Okay, thank you.
Firstly, I just have to say this is amazing technology. Just back to the app. If I wanted to publish additional content or change the content of the app, do I have to go back to you, or is this something I can just upload it to my server and it updates?
So if you have the CDN option, then you can update the content. You can remove the existing videos and you can update it with the new ones. So that won't be a problem.
And that's
it
just
can
any
be
web
done.
server will do.
Sorry?
That any web server will do.
Yeah, yeah. So we just need to have one specific JSON file to configure the address to the content, and then just by updating the JSON file, you can change the content on the app.
And in terms of how much of this technology in LiveHEAT is developed now, what is available now? What could
so we are now developing the cloud service, defining that, and developing the mobile experience. So it's on the mobile side, it's on the demo level. But we are looking for now a couple of customer cases where we can actually integrate the technology inside an app. So just to try it out and just to really develop the necessary features based on the real customer case.
Anyone else?
Hi. Do you know how many people download the application for Mammoth? This is one question. And the other is, if some user buy for some application do you develop?
Sorry, I didn't get the last question. So,
the first question? Yes. How many people download the Mammoth application? This is one.
Yep.
And the second, if you develop one application with a price for the user, the normal user, you have a project sent directly to the user, not for a big company?
So, sorry, I still get the last one, but the first one...
Basically, the second one is if you have any applications that the end user can buy directly from the App Store instead of selling to somebody else.
We don't have any apps for sale on the App Store, if it's what you mean. I didn't quite get the question. But for the amount of downloads on the Mammoth app, unfortunately, I cannot disclose that information. So some of the download statistics are public, or you can get a rough estimate from the analysis companies. But these are not so accurate. And for the iOS, it's quite hard to get the accurate information. So actually, the only persons that are available to see the download, true download figures are the account owners. So you need to have the you need to own the account for the app to be able to see it. But if you have it, you can see it. And of course, if you have your own app, you can definitely see all the figures that are available for that one.
Thank you. This is a great job. And I have two questions. One is the constantly upload the data, and we have to have our own server, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not necessarily, of course. It doesn't have to be your own server, so you can use any cloud service, and you can have, if you have your own, let's say, powerful enough hosting service, for example, for your web pages, that might do well for the, let's say, a small scale app.
Or some cloud service as well.
Yeah,
right?
So you can use, for example, Amazon Cloud if you like.
Okay, and secondly, what if we have, we want to have different users to show them different contents? Is that possible?
On template app, no. I think the only way, or there are two options. So one option would be, of course, to have two separate apps with the different names, and you can actually have the apps running at the same time on the same tablet or same phone. So of course it will be double the cost. But the other option would be that if you define the CDN so that if you just go and change the JSON file, which configures the content, you can then on the fly switch between kind of like two modes with different content.
Okay, thank you. And finally, is there any issue of character, different languages, since I came from Taiwan Chinese character?
No, we can do localization, so it can be a localized version of the app.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Okay, one question from a balcony.
Yes.
About LiveHEAT. First, do you need constant connection to the server to upload the statistics, or it can be done periodically when the device comes online? That's the first one. The second one, do we need the integration on how it is paid? Per application, per number of views, or how do you charge for the LiveHEAT?
First question, for the second question, I would say that we are looking for the business models because it's totally different on depending on the use case. So we don't have any exact model on that. So we are open for discussion, and on every case we need to do the integration, of course, to your app if you want to have it there, or if you are developing an app for you, then it can be integrated there. And for the uploading of the content, so do we constantly need to upload, or do we need to have a network connection to collect and provide the LiveHEAT data? No, we can do it completely offline. And for example, when the network is available, then we can upload the files.
Okay,
so
thank you.
It's quite flexible.
Another question?
Yep.
Sometimes I think they're like tracing what people are looking at is also tracing what people are not looking at. So I think that maybe you will have a hard time like selling the LiveHEAT analysis or open opening it up to events because I'm afraid they will probably lose sponsors when they see that nobody's watching at their advertising.
But actually, yeah, this is a good point. But actually, this is what's happening now in the market because, for example, the breakfast cereal manufacturer Kellogg's complained that the current ad systems that are available in the market are completely blind. So they need to pay for a certain amount of money to have their ad shown on the service, and then they can get some rough statistics, how the people are looking at the ads, do they really work. So it's for them, the resolution of the information they can get from the ads is too rough. They don't really know is it worth to pay for the ads. This really reveals what people are looking at, and yeah, it can be a game changer in a sense that if ad networks are starting to use this, it could change something.
Yeah, I think we will eventually succeed because the customers will, the people who pay for advertising, they will demand it probably.
Yeah.
But you will have some strong resistance probably from the people who sell the advertising space because when the conclusion is that there's only 5 main sponsors that get attention, the prices will double for them, but they won't compensate for the other income that's lost, I think. So good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
On that note,
Yeah, please.
I have a question regarding, you don't really know where the people are looking at. You only know where the middle of the tablet is.
Yes, that is true, but for the VR mode, it's actually quite accurate. So if you're thinking about the VR mode, and if you're thinking about the optics and the immersion on the VR, it's so natural to turn around and see, to have the middle area of the focus right at the center of the screen. But it's totally different on the tablet, and especially on the big tablet. So it's not that accurate, and people are lazy by default. So if they see that the interesting part is shown on the screen, not necessarily on the middle, they don't necessarily move it. So yeah, I agree. It's not that accurate for the big tablets.
again, on the topic of the advertisements, I actually think that it might work in everybody's favor, because if you know that there's only 5 spots that are really worth selling, then the rest will drop off, and then we'll go like, oh, I'm not going to put my ad there.
Yeah.
But you can then increase the price for those 5 spots that are really profitable. And so, the companies advertising, they will gain from all of this, and the people that watch the video, they will benefit from having less ads. So yeah, I think it'll be good for both sides.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, that's it for today.
Okay. Thank you. And one more ad before you leave. So if you haven't tried out the VR glasses that we have, so we still have these glasses. It's like a Google Cardboard, but glass lenses, foldable, waterproof, beer-proof. So you can try it on your evening party. So we have these couple of left at the Freedom 360 booth. So if you want one, contact me or come to the booth and buy one. It's going to be 25 euros. Thank you. Yes.